This is a Missouri River flooding update by Council Bluffs and Pottawatomie County officials. In these briefings, officials will inform you about projects and developments in regards to the Missouri River, other creeks and rivers in the county, and rain.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, August 3rd. My name is Don Gross with the City of Council Bluffs. As far as our update today, fairly short. The city does remain at alert level 1, which has been unchanged. We have no major levee or flood instances to report over the last several days. We continue to monitor the levees and assess levees. So that is something we will do until we are below flood stage. Of a side note, the National Guard will be doing its troop rotation this weekend. So we'll probably see a little bit more National Guard's troops around. And it's my understanding they're also changing their command structure also. As far as current projects that we're dealing with, Public Works is investigating 6 reports of possible sewer collapses, and I say possible. These are just not obvious to the eye where you see a large sinkhole or a street collapse, but there are some subsidence in various areas. They will be televising these lines to kind of determine whether or not there is damage below the surface. Hopefully it will lead to just soil subsidence. Public Works is also going to be extending a sand blanket west of Richard Downing Drive. If you took that road straight to the west and extended that to the Missouri River levee, that is the location. They've found about 8 or 10 different sand boils in a small confined area that they could sandbag, but they've decided to treat it with a sand blanket as a more appropriate measure. And the work continues also on putting a Hesco barrier around the wastewater treatment plant. With that concludes my report.
Good morning. River level again is still hovering right around 35 feet, while the flows, the reduced flows from Gavin's Point should be reaching us by now. We've also got a lot of water to evacuate out of fields as the river levels start to drop. And so I think probably one of the reasons we're seeing a little slower decline in the height of the river is as we're evacuating some of that river out of water out of the farmland. We've got 3 in shelter presently. I can tell you also that I know that as the river levels drop, we're starting to receive some phone calls from people wanting to know when they can get back into their homes, farms, businesses, etc. The county, outside the city limits, the county is working on a reentry plan. I know that folks with planning and sheriff's office, etc., our engineers are working on a plan. They're putting together a packet. I think they're still kind of putting the final touches on that, but once that's done, that'll be distributed to the appropriate people so that we can let them know exactly what steps the county needs to take, what steps they need to take in order for them to facilitate reentry. One final note, temperatures are dropping, so heat index isn't as bad, but safety is still a big concern. I don't know if you've seen on the news, but in Holt County, Missouri, there's a Missouri trooper that's missing right now, presumed went into the river. And I don't know any further information other than to say, here's a person that's a trained law enforcement officer up around the levee, and has obviously gone in and is now missing. It's still a very dangerous situation with the water. Not only is the water quality very unhealthy, but there's currents, there's underwater obstacles. Anybody that thinks that it's a good idea to hop into a john boat and go check out their property is really taking their life into their own hands. And we just would ask people that use some common sense. Thank you.